On Christmas Eve, 1945, the Sodder family home in Fayetteville, West Virginia, was alive with holiday cheer. George and Jenny Sodder, along with 9 of their 10 children, celebrated the evening. As the family retired to bed, none of them could have imagined the tragedy about to unfold. Around 1 a.m., Jenny woke to an unusual noise, a loud thud followed by a rolling sound. Dismissing it as unimportant, she returned to bed. Moments later, she smelled smoke. Flames had erupted from George's office, quickly consuming the lower floor. George and Jenny managed to escape with 4 of their children, but 5, Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty, were trapped upstairs. Desperate to save them, George tried to re-enter the house. Strangely, the ladder he always kept by the side of the house was missing. He attempted to drive his truck closer to the house to climb inside, but neither of his trucks would start, despite having worked perfectly the day before. Jenny screamed for help, but no one arrived in time. The house burned to the ground in less than an hour. By dawn, firefighters arrived, but what they discovered was deeply unsettling. There were no remains of the missing children. Not a single bone or trace of them was found in the ashes. Experts later claimed this was impossible, as even intense fires leave behind bones. Over the following weeks, disturbing clues emerged. A neighbor reported seeing a car parked near the house the night of the fire. George recalled a stranger who had warned him weeks earlier that his home would go up in smoke if he didn't stop criticizing Mussolini. The missing ladder was found discarded in a ditch. Even more chilling, a woman claimed she saw the children being driven away from the area in a passing car during the fire. These strange occurrences led George and Jenny to believe their children hadn't died in the fire but had been kidnapped. They launched a tireless search for answers, writing letters to the FBI, hiring private investigators, and even erecting a billboard near their home, offering a reward for information. Despite their efforts, every lead turned into a dead end. Years later, a photograph arrived in the mail. It depicted a young man who strongly resembled their missing son Louis, with a cryptic note written on the back. The message read, "Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie, Lil boys, a 90132 or 35. The Sodders were convinced it was their son, but were unable to trace the origin of the photo. The case of the missing Sodder children remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries. Was the fire an accident? Or was it a cover-up for something far more sinister? The truth may never be known, but George and Jenny Sodder never stopped searching for their children, hoping that one day they would be reunited. To this day, the fate of the Sodder children is a haunting reminder of how some questions are never answered, leaving behind only speculation, sorrow, and an enduring mystery.